Hey guys, it's editors Ashley and Gregory, and we are wrapping up 2014. Can you believe it?
Over. It went by so fast.
So fast.
So many bad looks, so many okay looks.
So many good looks this year, so many not so good looks this
Right.
year. It was definitely a interesting fashion year, we'll
Right.
say the least. Who stole the spotlight, best dressed of the entire year?
I mean, I have to say Rihanna. She always kills it for me. Everything she does is awesome. But the one standout look was definitely what she wore to the CFDA Awards. Adam Selman custom designed her this dress that was just covered in crystal. It was sheer, so you saw some boob action going on.
A lot of boob action
She had
going
no
on.
tape covering. It was just like nipple popping out, and I think that was pretty
Nipple
cool.
and nipple piercing, there you go.
She did wear a thong, which I kind of wish she went without a thong for it and just went like full on nude, because why not? The dress was
At that
awesome.
point, it's like, why not?
Right.
Yeah.
The dress was just absolutely beautiful, and she was like a mix of Marilyn Monroe with like just so many good things going on.
There was a whole lot going with it. I mean, and typically when you think of like a sheer dress where you can see the boobs,
Right.
it's gonna look trashy, it's gonna look desperate, and for some reason it was the most, you know, first of all, it's one of the most talked about looks of the entire year,
Right.
but it was also one of the most like admirable looks. Everybody loved it, and
Right.
there didn't seem to be a sleazy
I think she has
aspect
a
to
good
it.
connection. I mean, so Adam Selman is her costume designer, and they were brought together by his boyfriend, who was her stylist. So I think it's just a close network of people, and they
Yeah.
just create like amazing looks that are very personal to the person.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, it was awesome.
Nobody else could have rocked that.
No one
Nobody,
else.
absolutely not.
Right.
But and I love how she did it with the headscarf
It
too.
was absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So who was one of your best
you know,
dressed?
I'm not usually like a huge Lily Collins fan. I think she's chic and pretty, but like
Eccentric sometimes.
little, yeah, she can get a little edgy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But she was absolutely drop dead gorgeous at the Rome Film Festival in this Elie Saab couture from spring 2014. It was purple ombre. It was chiffon. I mean, it looked like a vision as she was walking, and she had these really kind of delicate jewels on from Via Fide and from EF Collection.
She was a princess of the red carpet.
It was, but she had this dark lip and this kind of retro wave to her hair. It was this like, this modern princess,
Right.
you know, and there was kind of that cool glamour, you know, enviable kind of like, God, I wish I could be that
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
She nailed it. And I just think like props to her. And maybe this is kind of a start of like, maybe she's going to become like a huge, you know, fashionista.
Maybe.
I hope so, because that was a damn good choice.
Right.
All right, but not everybody can look as good as Lily and Rihanna, sadly. Who was your absolute fashion failure?
Amber Rose in this chain dress. I mean, it was tragic. She just showed, it's like where Rihanna now showed too much in an amazing way. She showed too much, and it was like, God, please give me a fork to stab my eyes.
This is exactly what we were talking about, how like there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it,
Exactly.
and that VMA dress was a disaster.
It was tragic.
You know, and she had a baby like earlier this year. I get it, like she
Right.
wanted to show it off, but
why? That's the question. Why?
But you know, now that we know, because you know she showed up with husband Wiz Khalifa,
Right.
you know, just a few months later, found out that he'd been cheating, and they separated. So maybe this was kind of like a last ditch.
It was the dress's fault.
You know, maybe it's the dress's fault,
yeah.
or maybe the dress was just kind of like
He
a.
hated it that much. He needed to go find
He
someone
hated the
else.
dress so bad
Yeah.
that he cheated and got divorced.
That's what happens.
I mean, beware.
Right.
I mean, the fashion gods will punish you.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a
Who was
mess.
one of your worst?
Oh, okay. The dress itself is not terrible, so let's try to like, you know, separate the look from the actual wearing. Is Lena Dunham in Giambattista Valli at the Emmys? It was tulle on tulle on tulle
Right.
on tulle on
With
tulle,
blonde hair on
which
top
I
of
typically
it.
love.
Yeah.
But it was paired with this like baby pink blouse that was wrinkly and ill-fitting.
Right.
She had this bowl cut that was platinum. She had these raccoon eyes. Like, girl, the dress was swallowing her. On the runway, it was actually very beautiful.
beautiful on the runway.
You know, and they did put it with like a red kind of like
Right.
polo shirt.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lena, I know doesn't give a hoot what anybody thinks about her, and good for you.
Yeah.
But like, man, maybe you should, because she looked like a disaster.
It was terrible. It was just something about it looked terribly awkward on her, and you could even tell the way she was walking and the way she moved. She wasn't comfortable.
She was like
in
picking it up. I mean, I'm sure it weighed a ton.
Right.
But you know, it was kind of like the tools. She ended up, it kind of looked like flamenco dancer.
It was
and
just a bad flamingo.
it was
look on her.
everything about it was terrible.
Right.
And you know, it's a shame because she's such a talented woman, and like she's so empowering for a lot of people.
Right.
I just wish that her, you know, wonderful awesomeness would come out in her fashion, and she
Right.
just you know, she didn't. And it didn't work. And it's kind of a waste of a dress. If you would have put that on somebody else,
right.
it could have been an amazing fashion moment. And I just kind of feel bad for that fashion house because they did not get some good feedback.
No, it was not a good look.
So that was kind of the best and the worst of 2014. I can't wait to see what 2015 is going to bring. We're heading into award season, so you know you're going to see some good and some ugly soon. So thanks for watching with us today. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay on top of all the other fashion news.